Hello guys, Oscar Hotel 8, Sierra Tango November here from Survival Tech Nord. Some portable operators wishing to use the FT-891 have asked me about current consumption from the radio when they're out in the field. So I've decided to go ahead and put together a test showing you all how much current consumption the 891 takes at a certain power output. So, stay tuned, and here we go.
To the emergency broadcast systems. This station broadcasts emergency news and official information on the air for assigned area.
Before we really get into it, I want to go over a couple of things. First of all, the Yaesu website says the current draw of the Yaesu FT-891 is 2 amps. This is absolutely ridiculous and worst case scenario. Just like with other radios, we can reduce or turn down the settings of things we don't really need to reduce current consumption in the field. So don't freak out about those numbers on the Yaesu website. They were probably written by someone who never actually used the radio, but we're going to show you the real world numbers today. So, a quick check of the SWR and we'll get started. First things first, receive current. It's my experience that you can expect receive current between 0.9 and 1.03 amps. It certainly is possible to have a higher receive current, for example, if the fans are blaring away after an hour of FT8 at 100 watts, certainly. But for the most part, in the real world, we're looking at about an amp. So we're going to start the test at 5 watts. And at 5 watts, we're pulling between 5.6 and 5.7 amps. Now we'll take it up to 10 watts and test again. At 10 watts, it appears we're pulling about 6.9 amps. We'll increase power to 20 watts and test again. At 20 watts, we're pulling 8.3 amps. Now we'll take it up to 30 watts and test again. At 30 watts, we're pulling 9.3 amps. We'll increase output power to 40 watts and test again. At 40 watts, it seems we're pulling 10.4 to 10.45 amps. Moving on to 50 watts. At 50 watts, we're pulling between 11.4 and 11.5 amps. Let's increase output power to 60 watts and test again. At 60 watts, we're pulling about 12.2 amps. Now we'll take it up to 70 watts and test again. At 70 watts, we're pulling 12.9 amps. Let's increase power to 80 watts and continue. At 80 watts, we're pulling 13.7 amps. Just a little bit further, guys. We'll take it up to 90 watts and test again. At 90 watts, we're pulling 14.4 amps. And for the grand finale, current draw at 100 watts. At 100 watts, we're pulling between 15.1 and 15.15 amps. And there you have it, but that's not really the end of the story. Other operators have asked me why I chose a radio which has such a high current draw on receive. I almost never take just a radio. I always take my radio, a power film solar panel, and the lithium iron phosphate batteries you see me building on this channel. In my opinion, it's actually critical to deploy an adequate solar panel and lightweight lithium iron phosphate batteries with your modern high-power rig. Doing so allots you greater portability, extended operating times, and you'll be completely off-grid. Finally, you'll probably be happy to hear there's lots of content coming up with the Yaesu FT-891 out in the field. Patreon and PayPal supporters, you are absolutely brilliant. Thank you. I couldn't do it without you. For the rest of you, if you like what I'm doing, if you like the content I'm creating, please consider leaving me a thumbs up and a comment and share this video someplace or with someone who might enjoy it. Rock and roll, guys. Thanks for watching.